Early next morning, we are heading south from our hotel, the Sundus Rotana, to the Royal Palace of Muscat and some other important destinations as well. Notice the buildings on Al Sultan Qaboos Street. Remember, this is the most important street in central Muscat, but the buildings are not so tall, unlike in Dubai. The reason for this is that the late Sultan Qaboos had made it a point to say that the goal is to make money, not to show money. That there is the Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque. In 1992, he directed that his country should have a grand mosque. Around 300,000 tons of Indian sandstone was imported for this building. 5 minarets have been built around the premises of the mosque, and the total capacity is a whopping 20,000 worshippers at any given time. That there is the University of Muscat. Is relatively new, opened in 2016. It has been established with the assistance of the Oxford University. That is the Masjid al-Zawawi. It's notable for having the entirety of the Quran engraved on metal plates on its walls. It was built in 1985. And this here is the Al-Qurum Mosque. It's relatively new, only around 10 years old. We are slowly leaving Muscat and approaching Wadi Kabir. It means Great Valley in English. It's an enclave of Oman's elite. I'd like to stress the simplicity of the Omanis in comparison with the Emiratis. I'm not generalizing, but the Omanis tend to be much more simple. Also notable is the fact that there are a number of Christian churches and Hindu temples in the area. The southernmost portion of this wadi, called Ruvi, has been dubbed Little Pakistan or Little India due to the huge number of South Asians from either country residing here. The first bank in Oman, the Oman Bank, was opened here in the 1970s. It was followed by the establishment of several other financial institutions, including the Central Bank of Oman. Now we are approaching the Majlis, or the Parliament of Oman, and the Royal Palace compound. It's also called the Al-Alam Palace. The Majlis Assembly consists of 90 elected members. Each wilaya, or province, like a state, in Oman is entitled to at least one representative in the assembly. One would think that Oman is a monarchy because it's called Sultanate of Oman and has a monarch, but it also possesses a democratic side. Up ahead is the Al-Alam Palace itself. It's one of the 6 residences of the Sultan and has a history of over 200 years and was built under the watch of Imam Sultan bin Ahmed, the 7th direct great-grandfather of today's Sultan Haitham bin Tariq. Over there we can see the harbor, which is private and also partially under the Navy. The Omani Navy has an unparalleled history and has been of paramount importance, dating back to several centuries of Arab history here in this land. A modernization programming is ongoing, of course, with the objective of creating a first-rate fleet. This is due to the rising tensions in the Persian Gulf. About the Al-Alam Palace itself, the author Peter J. Oakes once wrote, "When you visit the main gates of Al-Alam, it is unlike any other capital you will ever visit. The palace itself is elegant but humble in design, unlike the grandiose structures of other Arab capitals. Elegantly designed, it features many highly polished marble surfaces. Government buildings in the vicinity are white, with crenellated rooftops and wooden balconies in the traditional Omani style." This here is the Ali Musa Mosque. It is the main mosque within the Al-Alam Palace compound. This here is the Al-Bahri or Route 1, the main highway of the entire country of Oman. It was opened in 1974 by the late Sultan Qaboos bin Tariq al-Said. Route 1 was also the first to be completed in all of the highways of Oman, going from the capital of Muscat all the way to the border of the United Arab Emirates and even connecting Muscat with Dubai. It also passes through all the very important and historical cities such as Sohar and Seeb. After Route 1 was opened, the cities that the route passed on experienced massive growth as the highway became the epicenter of the Sultanate of Oman. Over there in the distance you can see a variety of naval vessels. You have the Nasr al-Bahar class warships and also 2 private yachts of the Sultan himself. At night, we were greeted by the Burj al-Sahwa, or the Al-Sahwa clock tower. It's a roundabout that sits on the road leading to Seeb. It's an architectural landmark of the city as well. As we drive on into the Arabian night, my heart is filled with gratitude to the late Sultan Qaboos bin Tariq al-Said for displaying unparalleled religious tolerance by agreeing to open Christian churches and Hindu temples. In addition, he had famously, semi-officially recognized the State of Israel as well. He was and forever will be a leading light in Arab leadership, and one can only hope and pray that his successors all over the Arab world would continue on his path. Thank you for watching. Until next time.